podcast is never intended as legal advice. Each podcast is a brainstorm of ideas and potential solutions. Consult an attorney for your legal questions. Thank you.
Okay, our topic, safety issues. It becomes very important that you're aware of your surrounding as a senior and that you know how to protect yourself. For instance, I mentioned I go on a trike ride every morning. I have adhered to, in a case on my arm, my cell phone. I have information on who I am, my identity, in case there's an accident. And it's always important that you're aware of what happens if something happens to me and protect yourself from that. Well, I had the advantage of spending some of my years on the south side of Chicago. And when you've been in that environment, which I was in the 60s, 50s and 60s, you learn what's called street sense. You learn how to get from home to school and back in a safe way and avoid things that could cause problems and get you in trouble. And in college, they told us we had what's called protective paranoia. And I thought, not us. But the professor explained that it's the same as street sense. You learn a paranoia that protects you from danger, from things that could happen.
Excellent training skills.
I think it's important as a senior that you take a class in self-protection. They're offered through AARP and online. I learned a lot from that about how to protect yourself. And we had an incident at a grocery store near where I lived at one point where a stranger would come up and offer a senior help putting their groceries into the car. Well, this person had the intention of knocking the senior down, taking their keys, driving their car away. They could go in the glove compartment, find out where this person lives. They have the garage door opener, and they could rob their home by the time the senior gets help, and so forth. So I only accept help with my groceries if it's the staff of the grocery store. Something like that is very important to know to avoid incidents like that.
Excellent idea.
Traveling, I love to travel. And what I've learned is there are groups where you're safer than other groups. One of them is called Road Scholar. They encourage you to go on trips to foreign countries, learn about the countries, and bring your grandchildren or your children, mostly grandchildren. They encourage them coming along with you. And those are great opportunities. Also, when I've been at a hotel and I order room service, I want to give the impression that someone else is in that room besides me. So I start the shower full blast. I have the room strewn all over like someone else is in the room, occupying the room with me. And so I feel safer when a person comes in and leaves the trays of food and then leaves. So those are some of the tricks of the trade to use when you're traveling.
Excellent, excellent.
Scammers. We have quite a problem with scammers. They're notorious for taking advantage of seniors. I got some calls recently about a medical bill that I didn't pay from the 80s, and there was this balance, and if I were to pay it right then and there with my credit card, they would erase a portion of it.
Oh dear.
And I thought, I always pay my bills. And they said court and certified letters, and I said, send us certified letters. I love going to court. Let's see this out. Well, I never received certified letters, and of course there was no need to go to court. And one that seniors have to really be careful about is the calls from jail, or they say they're calling from jail.
Oh no.
Yeah, they say, hi grandma, and that's sort of universal. And then I know to not go any better. I just said, you're not my grandchild, and I hang up. Because number one, my grandchildren know, if you're in jail, don't call me. That's your problem. You deal with it. So I would never get a call from a grandchild saying they're in jail. And they're, of course, trying to get money to get themselves out of jail. And unfortunately, a lot of these schemes have worked against seniors, and they have lost too much money that they've worked for because of these scammers.
Excellent, excellent. Your safety issues are superb. And thank you for this review on our podcast, Miss J. We look forward to you on our next podcast.
Well, you're welcome.
Miss J, if somebody has any questions or wants a consult, can they request that through the Graceful Effect website?
Indeed they can, and I wish you would. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask me, or if you want further details, feel free to give me that information.
Thank you, Miss J. That way, the audience has a way to tailor what you've taught them to their specific needs. Thank you, Miss J.